Hello and thanks for tuning in again. This week was a little bit more relaxed than the previous ones, and I have to say that the big thing is that my weight really went crazy this week. And what that means and what else happened this week you will see at the end of the video, and until then I would just say let's dive into the impressions of a week, will we? Well, it's Sunday again, and I have to say this week was quite normal for me. So I think I'm back in balance, which is good. And yeah, let's just dive in what happened this week. But before we start there, I want to let you know that I was really disappointed this week with YouTube. Because as you might know, I produce these videos in HDR to allow for the best picture quality. It's supposed to be the sharpest picture, the colors are supposed to pop more. And I guess with the colors everything is working fine, but the compression is terrible that YouTube is using. You know, I really spent a lot of time producing these videos in regards of exporting them in Adobe Premiere Pro with the best settings possible so that the picture is flawless, at least what the compression is in question. So the rest of the content, it's up to your judgment if that is perfect or not. So I really try my best to make those images the best possible quality I can produce. And then when I upload it, it is compressed by YouTube, and the compression is really shit. I think for normal 4K videos, it's quite okay. I mean, when I do the videos for my main channel, where I do video and movie and TV show reviews, I'm quite static, so nothing much is happening, so the picture quality is great. But when it comes to outside pictures that I film with my iPhone, especially I checked out some of the music videos I reposted, where I just took those out to be a standalone video. I noticed that when I walk through the woods, for instance, and you see a lot of leaves and bushes beside me, there is pixelation going on and it looks terrible. And in the original video I created, I exported, there is no compression, it's picture perfect. The same with clouds. I had a video where I was filming the clouds and it was just a mesh. It was just looking weird and there was a lot of motion and you could not even see properly how the clouds were moving. It really looked terrible. It looked like a bowl of soup, and everything was swimming in there. So I was really disappointed, to the point that I almost cried about it. And I almost decided to not create videos anymore in HDR, or maybe not at all, I don't know. Because, I mean, you put in the effort and then people will think, oh, he doesn't know what he does. He has no idea how to create proper videos because everything looks terrible. And I cannot even change that. That is just something that YouTube is affecting. So yeah, it's something that really took me down a notch. But I decided to just go on, and I mean, I have the videos still at home on my computer that I exported, so those in perfect quality are still there. I don't know if that is a comfort for me or not, because nobody will likely ever see them in that quality, but what can you do? I will just continue, maybe try to take images that are not that wild in motion, so that the compression is working better, though that is working against the purpose of HDR and 4K. But what can you do? That's something I wanted to share with you. Otherwise, as you might have seen, the first half of a week I was in pursuit of a specific kind of ramen noodles, which are called Yum Yum Red Thai Chili with duck. So I was trying to dig them up because my sister really loved them. She first tasted them when she was visiting my niece in the south of Germany, and she really liked them. And now that she is sick, I thought maybe just try to get her some as comfort food to cheer her up. And you might have seen in last week's video that I already was in some supermarkets. I was at Kaufland and other shops, other large convenience stores, to try to dig that up. But I wasn't successful there, and nobody was having that particular brand, that particular version of the noodles. This week I went to a lot of Asia supermarkets. Still no success. They didn't even know that this brand existed. So they knew about Yum Yum, of course, but not about that variety. And then I finally found it at a Rewe market, where they had it for the regular price that is the same price as they have for all the other varieties as well. I picked up 10 of them for my sister. I handed them over to her. And while I did so, I was expecting her to still be sick. So that was why I even put on a mask when I was going up to her. And she then told me that she's not even sick anymore. So I was able to also take the mask off. But it just shows you how long my pursuit of this specific sort of ramen was taken, because I started out when she was sick, and when I was successful she was already healthy again. So that was the first half of my week. And in the second half of the week, because the first half was quite busy also with work, I was quite busy there, but the second half of the week I actually just had to wait for stuff that needed to be delivered to me from other stakeholders. So I decided to just take off the second half of the week and enjoy a little bit of spare time. That allowed me also to create some more videos for my main channel, where I do the video reviews, the movie and TV show reviews. And I already created a video there. I scripted some stuff that I will also be able to film soon. And that really brought me back to speed there, because I haven't posted anything there in the last month, and my plan is to have something up at least once a week. So I hope I am back on track soon again there as well. But yeah, that was me in the second half of a week. What else I can tell you is the fact that you might have also seen me walking around in that park that you have maybe seen in previous videos, especially in fall and summer last year. Because usually I just walk around here in the graveyard, which is nice and is close by, and my father is here, is laid to rest here, so I have a reason to always check by. But otherwise, I really enjoy this other park because there is a lot of animal life going on. You see a lot of ducks. You see, in summer at least, you see a lot of frogs there as well. And I was checking it out, and some ducks were already there. But you know, ducks are there almost all the time, unless it is frozen, unless the water is frozen. And the thing I noticed is that even though some people were already walking around there, the park itself is not yet really open for business, I guess, because there was no water in the spring in the little pool that I showed you in the video. I'm just missing the proper word for it, where you have just water springing up. A fountain, exactly. You didn't see any water in the fountain, and also the little place where you can get drinking water, usually in summer, where you can just press a button and you get some fresh water to drink. That was not only switched off, they actually bolted down the surface so that it is completely closed off. So that was weird. But yeah, I guess it keeps it clean. It keeps the upkeep a little bit easier. And I guess once spring really hits, they will open up everything again and the water will come back. Which reminds me that this is actually already the last video in my winter series, because next week it's already March, and even though the official start of spring is at the end of March, my seasons usually start at the beginning of the month, so that I have so I have it easier for me to calculate things. So next week you will already see the first video of the spring season, and I have to say, looking around, I guess spring is coming, you know, so it looks good. It's also a little bit warmer again, it's getting sunnier, so that is nice. And that is pretty much everything I wanted to tell you there. The last thing I wanted to mention is that you might have seen that I sometimes film a little spider in my house. Someone I christened Jutta, which is just a funny German name, I guess, that is not usually a name you would associate with a spider. And the background there is that I guess in fall last year, I noticed that I have a very tiny little spider. She was as big as the head of a needle, the pinhead of a needle, including her legs. So very, very tiny. But when I noticed her, I already saw some fly and bug carcasses under her net. So she was already quite busy. And due to the fact that I have a lot of bushes and stuff in front of my bathroom window, usually I have a lot of small pests in the bathroom as well. So you will have a lot of small flies and bugs and stuff. Not a complete crazy amount, but enough that you are bothered and enough that you can see them walking around on your window. So I noticed when I noticed the spider that in the past few days I didn't even see that much of those other pests. So I decided to just let the spider stay there, because apparently she's doing a good job. She is catching a lot of those little, can you call them critters? I don't know, of those insects that are bothering me. And the good thing is that I really hate to kill animals for no reason, and I'm not a vegetarian, but I would never be able, I guess, to kill an animal just to eat it. I try not to kill anything on purpose. I cannot avoid stepping on some animals by mistake, by just not noticing them, but I don't even kill flies or mosquitoes usually, unless they are really bothering me, flying in my face, and you cannot catch them. They are just too quick, so you have to deal with them if they bother you that way. I really hate that. And everything else, if it's bigger, I usually am able to just catch and release, which is a good thing. And I guess the only animals that I consciously kill from time to time are small flies and mosquitoes. So I try to avoid that as much as possible. And now having a spider there who is doing the dirty work for me is taking a little bit of a load off my conscience, and makes my life easier, because I don't even have to bother with them, because she is doing the work. And as you might have seen in the video, there is a host of carcasses under her web right now from the last few months, and she is really, really busy and doing a great job. And usually I don't encounter any of those little flying creatures anymore due to her, so it's working out. The funny thing is, by the way, that I used to be a real arachnophobiac. So when I grew up, as a teenager, even when I just saw a spider in my room, even if it's a small one, I was just sleeping in the living room for the next few days. And once I lived alone, I had to deal with them, and in the beginning it was terrible, but I started to catch them with a cup and a little bit of cardboard and just carry them out, because I don't think ever in my life I consciously killed a spider on purpose, because I always respected them for being so useful, so helpful creatures. I just didn't like them, and I was scared of them, and that's not their fault. So I tried always to be kind and not step on them just because I don't like them. So I was carrying them out, and I was getting more used to them. And with that spider in the bathroom at the window sill, I have to say that it is almost like therapy, because I'm already quite good with spiders. I still don't like them on me, but I'm fine if they are around, as long as they are not on me. But usually I still carry them out, but I just let her stay there and looked at her every day, and she grew constantly, slowly but constantly. Now she's having the size of a 10-cent coin, a German Euro 10-cent coin or European coin. So still including the legs, it's still quite small. It's I don't know what you would call it. Maybe that is almost a centimeter. It's still under a centimeter, so I would say maybe a third of an inch. So quite small still. And I also looked up, because I was curious what kind of spider that is. And in German it's called a Zwergspinne, which is a dwarf spider. And the colloquial name in Germany is as well Glücksspinne, which translates to a lucky spider. So if a spider brings you luck, how can I be the one who just carries her out and get rid of her? So I just let her stay there. And the only downside now is that ever since she's there, I cannot clean my windowsill, because I want to get rid of all those little carcasses under her web. But to do that, to reach it, I would have to destroy the web, and I just cannot do that. I cannot bring it over myself to do that. And I also cannot open the window itself, because she is usually hiding in the small crevice between the wall and the window. And even if I would have opened it when she's not there, she would go into her hiding space, I guess, and then would be squished there. And so the window stays closed. Maybe in summer I will clean up there. I will for sure clean up when she's not there anymore. I don't know how long they live. And I will for sure miss her, because she's now part of my daily life, just looking at her and being quite fond of her at this time and this point in life. But yeah, maybe in summer I will clean up, because then she can just build the web anew. And in summer there's enough flies and stuff that she can catch, so that she will not get hungry. Because in winter, if I would do it now, maybe there is not much stuff going on for her. Maybe then it would impact her life. Maybe that would starve her. But in summer it should be fine. But I don't know. Maybe I just keep going as it is. And that's that for that. So sorry for that long winding babble this week. Let's go to the weight results then. And I have to say, this week was quite crazy. My weight was up and down, and honestly the first half of a week where I was quite busy, and I was not spending much time on concentrating what to eat and how to eat, I have noticed that my weight went up each day for the first half of a week, almost a kilo every day, which is quite a lot. And I was thinking that maybe the fact that I was on the pursuit of those ramen and I was walking around a lot, that this might counteract it and might make up for it, but it didn't. So second half of a week when I was on PTO, I was concentrating on what to eat, how to eat, and it worked quite well. I was really strict again. I was concentrating. And what can I say? The weight went down. And now I'm even below the weight from last week. So I am 300 grams down, which is a success. It's not a pound, but almost. And that is the amount you should aim for. So if I'm strict, I am now 100% sure it's working fine. At least at least it did this week. So let's see if that will happen and continue next week, when I just continue the way I approach it there. And yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to share with you. I hope I didn't forget anything. So I hope you achieved everything you wanted to achieve this week, whatever you set out to do. If not, I hope next week will be more successful. I hope also my week will be successful, so that I finally get out of my plateauing phase and get really down to losing weight again. And I hope you switch in again when we see each other next week, which will already be the first video of my spring series. So I say as usual, thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and again, thanks for tuning in.